I've been single for about 8 years now, and I have worked on it, and that's why I guess where I get really confused, because like my work and my career and my friendships and like what I'm doing with my life and where I'm living and how I'm living, it all feels really, really good. And so I don't understand how all of that could be on fire, and yet at the same time the relationship isn't caught up with it.
Because every time you think about a relationship, you think about the fact that you don't have one. You keep holding it in that place. So you've got to find a way of acknowledging. The key word is feeling satisfaction in the moment. You could never think about that subject and just feel the satisfaction of all the other wonderful things that are happening, and the relationship would come because it's in the vortex, and it would come because you're not doing anything to block it. But if it's not coming, that's because you are thinking about it, and you're thinking about it from its not here perspective. There's just a real strong active vibration within you that goes like, this thing I want isn't here, this thing I want isn't here, this thing I want isn't here, this thing I want isn't here. And until you're able to soften that through distraction, you'll hold something that is already matured, it's already on its way, but you can't let that in because your vibration on that topic won't let it in.
If I have such an active vibration about the absence of it, what does it feel like on the other end?
You know, you just said one of the most important things anyone has ever said to us. Because when you know what you don't want, you know what you do want. So don't say to us that you don't know. I want a relationship because I'm on fire about life, and it'd be fun to be with somebody else who's on fire about life so we could be on fire about life together. And I want a relationship because it's so fun to get into conversations with people where they just go beyond where we are, where together we become more than either one of us are apart. Someone who is already in sync with their inner being and I'm in sync with my inner being, so there's just this exponential explosion of good ideas and. What does the absence of it feel like?
Bad. Well,
but give us more description. It feels
boring. Like I feel it like without. It just feels really boring and kind of like so lifeless.
Is that a strongest negative emotion that you feel? Boring?
No. Sad and
so it feels sad. It feels
frustrated.
Lonely. It feels sad and lonely. These are a lot of different emotions on the emotional scale. It feels sad, or it feels lonely, or it feels frustrating, or it feels boring. So there's a range of them. If you know what sad feels like, what does not sad feel like? It feels like interesting and funny and fun. It feels like cool ideas. It feels like sharing things. It feels like, you know what that feels like. What does boring feel like? Boring feels like not interested. It feels like lethargy. It feels like low energy. Well, so if you know what that feels like, what's on the other end of that stick? Engaged, attentive, interesting, fun. So we just want you to feel with us that things aren't in a log jam because you don't know what you want. You do know what you want. You know so well, and we know so well, that there's a vortex that has been brewing, and what you want is gestated and ready for you to receive it. But you know why you're not letting the impulse in? Because you're not quieting your mind. You're not getting into the receptive mode. You're so used to this receptive mode that this receptive mode just seems to do well enough. We're speaking to almost everyone. It's so much easier to just make a decision based upon what you've got going on right now, a knee-jerk response to things. And so a knee-jerk response to there not being a relationship right now is, I feel bored. That's your knee-jerk response to that. But it does not have to be. You could change the subject, get off the subject, focus on other subjects, or find a way to focus on that subject that feels better and better and better to you. And what a lot of people want from us is, oh, well, we're psychic and we've seen him and he's really cute and he's got a lot of money. Here's his address and here's his phone number, and call him up because we've told him you're going to call, and he'll recognize your voice when he hears it on the phone, and he'll come over and you'll make love and you'll live happily ever after. That's what people want us to say. And that's exactly how it is. That's exactly how it is. In other words, that's what's going on over here, you see. But these are just words until you have quieted your mind and stopped that thought that works against you just for a minute. And once you've stopped that thought that's working against you just for a minute, an impulse will come. And when that impulse comes, follow it. And then notice what these impulses lead to. Because every impulse that is downloaded that you receive in meditation, if you follow it, it will lead to something obvious. It will lead to something obvious where you will know. It won't just be our word. You will know. It will be your knowing, not your hoping, your knowing. This stuff works. Quiet my mind. The questions are all there. What I'm asking is there. The impulse will come. And when I follow it, I want a boyfriend, I want a boyfriend, I want a boyfriend. I've got a boyfriend. It's just one meeting away. It's just one impulse away. It's just one right timing away. You don't have to change at all. You just have to offer a frequency that lets you receive the impulse to be there when he's there.